Good morning, everybody. This is Derek Ecklum over here at Foundation Software, and I'd like to welcome everybody to today's client sales webinar. I do a fair number of these, and if you're new, checking out a new product that we have here to offer. The idea here is I kind of go through just a kind of a short overview, presentation / demonstration. At the end, I kind of cover any general questions. And then I guess from here, if you're interested in pricing or more information, or like set up a time to hop online and go through kind of a personal demo, I'd be happy to do so. So today's topic, as you can see here from the screen, is hrHQ, Foundation's HR solution. This is a product that we're really excited about here at Foundation. We rolled this out about 4 months ago. So it is pretty new, even though for all of us here at Foundation, it's been around for quite a while because we've been in development for about almost 4 years on this. We've actually had a group of about 50 companies that were beta testers that have been on this for nearly a year. So this is fully vetted, tested out, kind of going through all that process. So even though it's only been released for 4 months, there's a lot to it. So with that said, I'll jump right into it. Let me pull up my screen. So this is a web-based product. It's part of our, as the name suggests, part of our HQ family of products, which HQ is kind of Foundation's next arm of products. They're all web-based products that can be run on different mobile devices, designed to be run on tablets and smartphones. It'll work on computers too, but they are designed to be used on mobile devices. And the big key is it all connects into Foundation. So with this product, more on the HR end of things, if you're familiar or using our e-access portal where your employees can see pay stubs, this is the next version to the 9th, basically. There's a lot more that you can do with that. So this is kind of a culmination where this all started back where companies were asking us to add these types of features to e-access, and we tabulated a list and was like, well, there's no way we can add all these kind of things. Let's just develop an entire product that involves all of these type of HR features. So that's kind of where this all came from. So I guess long story short there is if you did add this, you would no longer need to have e-access or use e-access. So hrHQ, let me kind of get to the nuts and bolts here. So hrHQ, there's 2 different options for this. There's what's called hrHQ Basic and then hrHQ Premium. Now this page here, this is the home page. This is as an ad look at. Now the Basic, an easy way to describe this is employee self-service. If you're really just looking for a big step up on e-access, that's probably what you would get into. Now Premium adds the ability for electronic onboarding. So if you're one of our larger clients or just a client that does a lot of hiring and laying off and things like that, need help with that, that's where maybe that'll come into play. So 2 versions. One also big thing before I get too much further, probably should have brought this up kind of right at the very get-go, but this is a product that for security purposes, you have to be on our hosted or SaaS services. This will not work if you have Foundation installed on your local server there. When I say security reasons, it's because this product gets into bank account and routing numbers, social security numbers, sensitive information that unless we can control the full back and forth security, we're not going to be comfortable kind of offering this to companies that have Foundation. If you are one of those companies, you probably have great security. There's probably a low chance, but still that's a chance that we just can't take as a business. It could be very detrimental to say the least. So you do have to be on our SaaS or hosted services, which we can always give you a hand with that. We offer all kinds of incentives if you're saying, hey, we want to sign up for this, but you're going to want us to move to that. Where does the pricing shake out? So you let us know and we can help out with that. So with that said, let me kind of go through the different features, and we'll take it from there. So like I said, this screen here is more the admin view. I'm going to start with actually the employee view. So like if I go to employees and I just pull up an employee here. So if you just have Basic and you just have the employee self-service, this is an example of what your employees would see. Like if I log into Brittany, she would see employee information down to notes. She wouldn't see any of the information over on the far toolbar here. But this is where she could always go through and view, maybe make changes or edits to her information. Now, there is a formal approval process on the admin side. So it's not like an employee can just make a change and poof, it updates Foundation without a notification and approval standpoint. But yeah, this is where she can review personal information, make changes, employment information. Now, this is usually locked down. So from a security standpoint, you can always prevent certain changes by your employees. Contacts, this is usually fully available to add emergency contacts, dependents, beneficiaries. Payroll and taxes, basic payroll information, pay history. So this is specifically the part that would where you can kind of relieve e-access, from your account or from your employees there, where they can view pay stub detail, print, save it as a PDF, all that type of stuff. Direct deposit information, they can view and make changes to that. Tax information. So if you wanted your employees to have access to filing, how many dependents, percentages, withholding amounts, things like that. And then W-2s, as long as they do consent electronically to their W-2s, that's where they can have access to this too. So this is a big, a big bullet point of what companies have been looking for. Benefits and deductions, this is where the employees can see any employer benefits, any garnishments. They could maybe make changes to different types of garnishments. Documents, this is where they can view different HR documents, download those. They can also upload different documents on their side, or maybe a picture of their driver's license. It would also hold federal and state forms. Now this would be the case if you're going to use the electronic onboarding. Even if you don't, there's ways you can always save this electronically just to have it on file. And it's unlimited storage. You can have as many pictures and documents as you'd like out there. There is a formal time off request, and this all ties into whatever you have set up for accrual codes in your Foundation system. So there's a formal, submission and approval, and then it would actually create the time card back on Foundation based on the dates. And then there's a note section where you can always view notes that push back and forth between the admin or the employee. So that's what the employee would see, employee self-service. Basically, they can make changes to their account. You can, from the admin side, you can always control what they can see or make changes to. Now, for the admin side, if I just kind of start explaining hrHQ basic first, and then I'll kind of circle back around to the new hire part of it. So basic, you're really just administering all those changes. So what's going to happen when an employee makes a change to their account is you're always going to get pinged with a notification through hrHQ. You can also have a notification via email or text, or you can have all three turned on actually. But then that's where you would be able to come into the employee screen here, and then in the top right, there's a little approvals button, and that's when now this is normally where you would have to use your imagination a little bit, but this is where you would see a list of your employee names. Click on a name, it shows you all the changes the employee made, and then you can always approve and submit, and then that would push right into Foundation, or you can deny and reject. There's a place you can fill in a little note that would go back to the employee to kind of explain to them what happened. So there is that formal approval, and it's anything, whether it's they make a change to their bank account information for direct deposits, or they make a change to their email address. It's all there's the same process where there's a notification and an approval. And then I guess on the flip side, if somebody did make a change to an employee record in Foundation, that automatically pushes out to here. If you're an admin, whether it's here or in Foundation, there's no approval process needed, because you already have all the approval abilities. So yeah, you're managing that. I'm going to skip new hires for a second. You're managing time off requests. This is where you can see these. This is where you can also look at a calendar view, different filters on that. This is where you can always manage different documents that you want to save and store out here. This is where you can manage the bulletin board. So if you want to create a message to send out, you can do that. There's also a reporting section. Nothing too crazy here, at least yet. Most of the reporting is still going to be on the Foundation side. This is more employee contact information, PTO balances, who has or hasn't signed off on W-2s. And then at the bottom for settings, this is where you're establishing different users and permissions and then configuring their security rights. This is also where you'd be pulling in all of your existing employees. So it's not like they're going to have to be set up manually or anything, or they'd have to go through the onboarding process, nothing like that. So that's basic. Now, premium, the big difference is new hires. You have this new hire feature, and you would be able to do electronic onboarding. Now, this screen here shows you a list of all the employees. There's a keyword search. There's a column for status. There's a progress bar that lets you show kind of where they're at. So you can kind of keep tabs on these new hires. Now, what happens when you offer somebody a position at your company, when you come up to create employee, this is where you're going to fill in basic information: names, email, phone number, start date, work location, and along with permission group. And then that will push out an email to your employees. Like if I go to save and send, it's going to push out an email to your employees, and then they're going to receive a link that they can click, holds up a screen that looks just like this. Now, the screen here, this is basically like a little wizard or genie that they would walk through to kind of go through and fill out all of their personal information. So you can kind of see it welcomes them, congratulations, and then when you go to personal information, this is where they would start, fill out their information, go through contacts, direct deposit information, W-4s, and this is all done electronically, where they can do those, they can review information, they can sign everything off. In the case of like I-9s, like if I go down to here, they can upload supporting documentation, EEO, self-identification, WOTC, they can do a final review. So the whole idea is they can fill out all this information electronically, sign these off. The forms will be saved here from an HR perspective. And then when you submit information, this is going to push this information back to the HR team, which just kind of prompts the same notification. So like if I go back to here, you have the same notification. You can get an email or a text alert. That's going to same thing. And then from the admin perspective, when you go to new hires, that's where over here there'd be a little sync button that you can push back and create that employee record back in Foundation. And for the employee number, this is always a question that comes up whenever I kind of do one-on-one calls. You can still manually create the employee number if that's what you're looking to do, or if you want to just auto number, you can always do that too. So you kind of have some flexibility there. But that's the premium. So that kind of gives you the ability to onboard your employees electronically. Now, those are all the current features. I do have some screenshots I can show you of what is coming out here. And it's really kind of three big features. One is going to be certification management. So an employee can upload different certifications. There's also document policy sign-off. So that's where you'll actually be able to add custom forms, go through custom onboarding steps. Currently, that's a standard process. You can't modify that at all or add different custom forms they have to fill out. So that's something that'll be coming. And then the other big one is performance reviews. So being able to create your own custom performance reviews, have employees review and sign off on those, peer-to-peer reviews, all kinds of different options with that. So those are the features that are, and those are, we're in the second week of June. I was told second or third week in June after it got pushed back from last month. Something came up and kind of threw a monkey wrench into that. But that is the features that'll be coming. So that's hrHQ. There's hrHQ Basic, which is employee self-service. Then there's hrHQ Premium, which includes the onboarding, electronic onboarding. Do have to be on our hosted or SaaS. And this is a monthly fee. We do not charge by a user's or employee counts either. It's a flat monthly fee, and then that covers your entire account. And if you do have questions regarding pricing or any other questions, I guess, let me pull up my information here. There's the best way to get in contact me is probably email, dke@foundationsoft.com. It also has my phone number there. You can always call. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'll turn it over to you guys. I'll hang out here for a little bit, just see if you have any type of questions on this as well. And the first question, does this tie into any recruiting sites? No, like ZipRecruiter. So applicant tracking is a big feature that we're looking at getting added to this. Probably not until I think fourth quarter is what I heard last. It's a big one though. But yeah, that currently now once that does come out, I haven't seen any write-ups or specs or anything like that. Yeah, the goal is to tie it into different third-party tracking services. And another question, so this would replace eAccess. Yes, even if you just had hrHQ Basic, it replaces eAccess. And then a question, what's your existing customer base for this app? Number-wise, probably you're looking, I think we've got total, I think about 150. I think we've signed up about 100 since this was released, so to add that on to the initial 50, that's about the different options there. And then a question, is there a Spanish mode? So no Spanish mode. We're looking at August to have this released. So that was a big takeaway. We had a big user conference event down in Nashville about a month and a half ago called Converge 2024, and that was the number one thing that we took back to our development team. And I've known this for years and years. Our clients need the ability for Spanish mode, so it's good just to kind of have the development side see this and realize that this is a major thing that we need. So yeah, it's been fast track. We're looking at August. No change log is a question too. Is there any sort of change log or history for payroll changes? No, not currently. I think somebody that's been added to the list but hasn't been kind of spec'd out or anything like that. And then a question about admin user permission levels. Yeah, you can. So the toolbar on that left-hand side, they have like employees, new hire, time off. You can always restrict who has access to those. So like if you have certain people that can only do new hire or would only update employee records, you can always have different types of admins that do that too. No ability to export this out to Outlook, the calendar. There's a question about that. Can you export the calendar for time off or connect to Outlook? No. Main reason that this is where you're going to. I know you always used to go into Outlook, but no, this is for an HRP person. This is where they're going to kind of start their day or end their day or check in at least a day to kind of see what's out there. And then, yeah, as far as update, this would push directly into Foundation as soon as they do approve any changes. So that would automatically update your Foundation side. And then a question about how much can you customize the time off approval? Well, it's pretty much canned. I don't know what you mean by custom. It's basically an employee would submit time off based on the accrual codes that are set up in Foundation. So it pulls right off the Foundation. And then it would go to somebody on the admin side, whether you have different people that just approve time off or not. And then once that's approved, it would push that time card into Foundation. So you really can't go outside of that, or there's not like different levels, or it's not that, I guess complicated. But it's better than anything that we have currently to offer for time off. So that's probably a good way to put it. Yep, employees will be able to see pay stubs. Certification management is coming. That's somebody's looking about certifications, driver's licenses. That's one of the 3 big updates that are coming. That document policy sign off and performance reviews. There is a different price between basic and premium. Premium does cost a little bit more for that onboarding feature than basic. But yeah, feel free to reach out. It is like I said, it's a monthly fee, and it's covers. We don't price it by employee count. That covers everything. And then a question on the document policy sign. If it's not out yet, but this week or next week, that's what I've been told. It was supposed to be last month, but something got caught up, or we had to have a release done before we could release that. It gets complicated, but yeah, we're looking at 2nd or 3rd week of June is what we'd be saying. Same thing with the certification and performance reviews too. And if you did log in late or just now or whatever, even if you're logged in the beginning, we're going to email you a link to this webinar so you can always watch it, so you can kind of go through kind of the walkthrough of everything. All right, well, I do appreciate it, guys. I think we're all good. Let me, like, you see my information up there. If you have any questions, interested in pricing, feel free to give me a call, email even better, just because I'm on and off the phone all the time. But yeah, other than that, you guys have a good day and enjoy the rest of your week. All right, thanks everybody. All right, bye-bye.